Well, this is the political talk of the day right now. Mitt Romney is responding to some new attacks from President Obama's re-election campaign. Life with Julia, it's called. It's a slideshow that shows how President Obama's policies would help a hypothetical woman starting from age 3. You can see the little cartoon depiction of Julia there. She gets a Head Start program to get ready for school. Then she's 18. Julia is growing up and she's ready for college. Her parents are able to get a $10,000 tax credit from the government to help there. And at 31, she decides to have a child. President Obama's health care law helps her get regular checkups and free screenings during the pregnancy process. The slides all at the bottom in the navy blue area you can see there. They claim the opposite for a Romney administration, saying basically all of these things that are offered under Obama would be taken away from you by Mitt Romney, and they have reacted to that as well. Joined now by Margie Omero, who is the president of Momentum Analysis, LLC. That's a Democratic public opinion research firm. And Ford O'Connell is a former campaign advisor to John McCain's presidential campaign and the chairman of the Civic Forum PAC. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Very interesting reactions to this. And we're going to take a look at them in a moment. But Margie, let me start with you. You know, as a woman looking at this girl, Julia, going through her life, does it strike you as odd at all that it's basically one entitlement after the other that is going to help her get from point A to point B to point C?
Not at all. When I talk to swing moms, the Walmart moms, they say they want to know how these government policies affect their daily lives. And Republicans are certainly welcome to make their own video where a woman is denied access to birth control, forced to get an invasive ultrasound, and then not given any access to any maternity care coverage. That's a Republican video, and I think what this video does is it really emphasizes a very clear policy difference.
You know, I mean, Republicans and conservatives have been very outspoken on this slideshow. I want to take a look at a couple of tweets that have been sent out there, and then we'll hear from Ford. But here's just a couple of them. This one from Michelle Malkin. I will read Life of Julia to my kids to show them how not to live their lives tethered to the nanny state. And then Jonah Goldberg goes a little bit further. He says, hey, where's the part where Obama fixes Julia's broken soul? Ford, what do you make of that?
You know, under Obama, I thought the idea was to go forward, not set the women's movement back 50 years. Women should be outraged by Obama's sexist inference that they basically cannot succeed without his nanny state policies. And here's the kicker. Women have already lost 800,000 jobs under Obama, so I don't really get what the message is here. This is obviously a gimmick by a gimmick president to try to get 4 more years.
Let's take a look at what Mitt Romney's response to this was, and we'll pull that up and show his, quote, reaction. By all accounts, President Obama's policies have failed women, like all Americans, and they deserve a president who will focus on getting America back on track. You know, what do you make of all of that that's going on the conservative side of the fence in reaction to this, Margie?
I think they're scrambling. They know that they have a double-digit deficit among women, and their policy is you're on your own. And when Mitt Romney says in a very political, calculated way, whatever Obama's for, I'm for the opposite, that means he's against. We're not talking about a nanny state. We're talking about health care, maternity care coverage. I mean, the things that all women and men want for their wives and partners, and help with making college more affordable. I mean, this is not a nanny state. These are our basic policies that help us move forward. And to say that we'd be going backwards by providing people with the tools they need to make ends meet, I think is ridiculous. And women aren't buying it. They're not buying it.
Margie, how are we going to pay for these
Let me just say
policies?
one thing, Ford. I think it's really interesting, this slideshow, because it really does put in focus what the debate is about the future of the country and about how people perceive government and what they expect and want from government. But this clearly is, shows the side of the perspective that, we will help you every step of the way, from cradle to grave. We're going to be there for you from Head Start, through your elderly years. And the conservative side of this argument is that they want government out of people's lives, Ford, and that they want people to try, find a way to sort of do for themselves and motivate folks to be able to, provide all of these things and not need to lean on the government.
I mean, that's absolutely right. And this is where we're seeing Republicans want to have free enterprise and allow people to self-determine how they succeed. And basically, President Obama wants to push a nanny state and enlarge the net. Really, this whole ad campaign is one big distraction to get off of his abysmal economic record of tacking $1.3 trillion on in debt each year with no plan to pay it down, high unemployment, and outrageous gas prices.
Increase of 4 million jobs.
Well, look, it doesn't matter. You haven't created a net job, Margie. Basically, 4 more years of the Obama administration cannot happen because America's economy is in trouble because of these
Right, because of the failed policies that Mitt Romney
is
is selling. Because of the failed policies that got us into this mess.
Any way you want. You have no plan to pay down the debt. Middle-class women are suffering just like every other American. And the bottom line is his policies just aren't working. You haven't created one net job.
Ford and Margie, thank you so much.
Thank
we'll
you,
see.
Martha.
It'll be interesting to see if this stays on the website and if they build upon it, or if it sort of quietly disappears over the next few days. That'll be one to watch. Margie, thanks so much for being here. Ford,
thank you.
great debate. Thanks, you guys.
The markets, they're down about 85, 86 points. We'll see where we go if we go deeper today.